Greetings, 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 greetings. Welcome to the SpongeBall Toolbox. SpongeBall Toolbox. We're here in the close-up gallery of the world-famous Magic Castle in Hollywood, California. We thought it was appropriate that we would shoot this program here in the close-up gallery because it has much history in the world of SpongeBall magic. It was in this very room that I first saw Albert Goshman perform his SpongeBall act here in this table. We became friends over the years, and I've had my opportunity of performing my SpongeBall routine here for the first time in 1974. So much of what I've learned and had been performing all these years in close-up magic came from the generosity and the friendship that I shared with Albert Goshman and later with Di Vernon and, of course, Charlie Miller and so many others. But this was the room, this was the place where close-up magic had its pinnacle. It still is today, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest close-up magicians in the world perform here in the close-up gallery of the Magic Castle. And it's here that I perfected the moves and the routines using sponge balls, or as I call them, my Martians. So today, we're going to teach you some of the ins and outs of how to create your own routine using sponge balls. It's the best magic in the world that happens in somebody's hands. It's done with sponge ball magic. And today, we're going to learn some of the key secrets behind the art of sponge ball magic. Here's what a little practice can do. We're going to step into the Kabuki Lounge at the Imperial Palace here in Las Vegas. Watch.
Diane, nice to meet you, Diane. From San Francisco. Well, we like San Francisco. Cool town, yeah. So, do you travel much? No. No? What's the most exotic place you've ever been?
Detroit.
Detroit?
Detroit.
I gotta be done. Am I done? Detroit. This is a wild group, man. That's amazing. Now, that must have been a hell of a trip, huh, Detroit? From San Francisco to Detroit, that is quite far. What did you do while you were in it? Okay, you hold this one tight, turn it over. Watch. Say go.
Go.
See it go? It's gone. When you open your hand, you'll have both Martians.
I hope not.
I hope so. Good, let's see what you got there. Oh my goodness, look at that. Two Martians explain something Martians here, you know, because we got a great crowd here. It's Monday night. We like to, look, see, I actually have 3 Martians. It's just 3 Martians. Are there any more in there?
No.
You sure? Okay. Just 3 Martians. See, I only told you about 2. These are the 2 I showed you. Didn't tell you about 3. See, we showed you these 2. This one I kept hidden in my pocket. Okay? How many here?
2.
Let me start again. See, here's the 3 that I had in the beginning. Remember I said there were 3, didn't I say that? Yeah. 2 sit here in my hand. This one sits in my pocket. See? How many here?
Can I put my hand
How many are here? Answer my question.
He's from Detroit.
Huh? 2, she says. Actually, there's none. See, they've disappeared completely. Just amazing. Can I put my hand in your pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about that later, okay? Let me get my purse out again, okay? Let's start this from the beginning. Remember what I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took one of those out. Remember? Just one. Yeah. Now you only need 1 to do this trick.
Okay.
So if you take this one and you slice it right down the middle, just like that, just slice it right down the middle, makes 2. See? Okay, now that I have 2, I'm going to show you how this.
Put my glasses.
Yeah, put those glasses on. And if you want, you know, I can have this lady come out and she'll play the little guitar thing. All right, so banjo, right, I'm sorry, banjo. I knew you were going to correct me. You know, I knew that. Today, ladies and gentlemen, performed this for Johnny Carson many years ago.
Can I cut
What? Can you cut one? Go right ahead. You can if you like, go ahead. Did you really think it was going to work? Did you? So you think this job is easy?
All right, so grab your sponge balls and let's get started. We're going to show you some vanishes first. Some are easy, some are not so easy. But these are the most important elements of sponge ball magic. So pay attention. Ready? Here we go. Okay, so we call this the dump vanish, you know, for lack of a better word, because you're dumping the ball into the hand, okay? Dumping the ball into the hand. But the idea is as you're dumping the ball into the hand, you're not really dumping it into the hand, see? You retain the ball. So here's how it goes, real slow. As you would tilt it over, of course there's a timing element that you have to develop. When you turn your hand over to drop it into this hand, there's a certain amount of time it takes for the ball to actually hit the hand. So you have to be able to duplicate that same amount of timing when the ball doesn't go. See, when the ball doesn't go, it has to look like it did. The same amount of timing will make it work. So all I'm doing is, as this hand turns over, I'm clipping the ball and I'm dumping it. See, but it doesn't go anywhere, does it? Because I've clipped it. But from this side where you're watching me, watch, you can't see that, see? Looks like it went to the hand. So it should look the same. And I recommend you use a camera. Like I'm using a camera here, you should be watching yourself. Set it up and do this. Do the trick 10 times. Actually take the ball, drop it into your hand. Take the ball, drop it into your hand. 10 times. Then watch it. Now after you've watched it, you want to memorize the exact movements of your hand each time so that it looks exactly the same when you actually retain the ball. See, when you retain the ball, see, the hand moves exactly at the same play. This moves exactly when the ball would drop if it was really dropping. See? It's the same move. Same move. Okay? Okay? That's the dump move. Now, I'm going to show you how each time you watch a magician perform a trick, you'll see it's a little different. each time a person does it. This magician, a little different from that magician. Frank Garcia taught me a certain way to make them vanish. Al Goshman had a whole different way of making them vanish. We're going to show you both of those versions right now. But first, George Schindler, the Dean of Magicians, was kind enough to send us some footage of him demonstrating a move that he learned from Frank Garcia. I had to smile when I watched it because Frank Garcia taught him and he taught me that move right around the same time. So it was great to see his version of it. By the way, don't adjust your set because the sound on George's piece is a little bad. He was filming in a submarine.
Hi, I'm George Schindler, and I'm delighted to be part of this DVD. What I thought I'd show you this afternoon is a technique we used to use at a magic school to teach someone how to vanish a sponge using the retention of vision vanish. Most people doing the vanish have too much time to concentrate on the sponge and not enough to get the feel of it. So here's how we get the feel of it. We use a wand in the first place. The wand goes under the arm at about a 45-degree angle. Now it has to stick out far enough so that you can get to it. Now the idea is that we're going to use our 4 fingers together, take the right hand and go to the wand downward. So we take the wand downward and bring it out. Now what has this got to do with the vanish? I'll show you. This goes that way. Okay. Now the vanish. The idea is not to concentrate on the sponge, but to concentrate on the wand. The larger motion is going to cover the smaller motion. The hand is kept open, the left hand. Sponge is pinched just about the thumbnail length. Get a good pinch on it. These 3 fingers are going to be kept curled. The sponge is placed at the hand, right at the end of the index finger. You can close your hand, you'll still see the sponge if you want to. Do not let go of the sponge. These 3 fingers are curled, don't let go of the sponge. But you remember how to take the wand. You take the wand with 4 fingers, and the ball is gone. What you're doing in effect is taking the sponge out of the hand. But if you don't concentrate on it, you'll get the feel of it, and the entire attention is on the hand and the wand. So one more time. Sponge is held, pinched, hand is closed, 4 fingers, grip the wand, tap it, and the ball is gone. It's a very simple technique, and you'll get the feel of it. It's a very, very simple way to learn it, and you'll get the feel of it, and you'll be able to do it. Eventually, you're going to want to get rid of the wand. When you do that, you don't want to come back with the hand this way. You want to move this out so that it vanishes that way.
George Schindler, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't he great? Thanks, George, for that wonderful tool. The idea is they like to be together. So if I put one in each hand, this one goes away, it jumps over here. Isn't that pretty? So it's like the 10 count that we're going to talk about later, but this is it's very simple. It's a retention of vision thing, okay? What happens is I put my hand down on purpose right there. Now when this hand puts the ball in here and it closes over it, this one pops into view. And when this pops into view, every eye goes to that. So they lose sight of what's going on for a minute. And during that little second of losing sight, tricks happened, see? So it's like, see? And it looks so instantaneous, like the car, like it actually, jumped across. They'll swear that it was in the hand. Okay, the eye can't keep track. When he opens up and sees that one, you can't see the move go, all right? So what's happened is it's under the fingers is the ball. Under the fingers is the ball. So when this is going to close over it, it's naturally going to pop into view. So when I put this ball in there and lift my hand up slightly, this hand then just reaches for the ball that has popped into view. Okay? And if you want to be subtle and add a little more misdirection to it, watch. I do that. Then when I pick this up, see, I do that roll of the 2 together. So casually the person says, well, I know there's one there, and I know there's one here. You close your hand into a fist. Now there's none here, and there's 2 here. Okay? So the move, again, it's the move as a follow-through. Every vanish that we teach you today, you're going to learn that there's a follow-through that makes the trick work. If I simply did this, there's no magic. See? There's no magic if I do that. But the magic comes when I do this and then continue to pick this up. Now this is gone and there's the 2. Another one of my friends that offered to provide some very wonderful moves with sponge balls was Gary Darwin. We visited Gary's museum here in Las Vegas, and he showed us some great moves that he's learned over the years. You're going to love this stuff. Ready? Here's Gary.
First, we're going to discuss the pass. You've got to somehow convince people that you're putting it in the other hand. Here's the world's easiest pass. That's all there is, right there. Just press down. And then press and go into a finger palm and stay loose. So here we go. Press, finger palm, that's it. It takes about 3 minutes practice. Because when you sell a set of these things, they really can't learn it. So this, you teach them this very simple move. Isn't that nice?
It's great.
Then another very simple move, just one move into the finger palm. Display it. There it is. Little thumb action. It looks like you just drop it right in. See? Very easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thumb palm. You can hold it any way you want. Go into the thumb palm and just kind of flip it over. See? Very nice move. You can actually do it to do it in front of a mirror and then impersonate yourself. So it's a very nice natural pass. Then you have this wonderful pass here where you display the ball, push it in with the thumb, and go on.
I love that.
This is wonderful because what you do, you show the center. A lot of guys start over here and it's very suspicious, but get your knuckles in the way for just a second, and then just, here it is on top, just bypass the thumb and it goes right into a thumb palm. See? So when you combine that, it's a very pretty move. Right.
Yeah.
You can push them in various ways. Just push it right here and then pinch it. See, I don't do all these moves, but there's so many theory. Here's a theory on the move. Show the ball like this and just reach over. And there it is. So just push it with your thumb right into the thumb palm. A little idea of mine, but you've got dozens of ways and all you need is a couple of good passes. So there you are. Put your thumb in the center. Most magicians come over here. It's suspicious. Push down. Now your hand's in the way for just a second. So you bypass it. Go right into the thumb palm. And there it is. Right?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let's look at that again.
Then you have the tuck move where we display it. Here we go. Okay. Very easy move. Backstage, just bypass the ball right into the thumb palm. First, they just can't imagine you stealing here. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
And the whole secret, just get your knuckles in the way for just a second. They can't see it, then just pull it out, and on the way down, finger palm it. Very beautiful move, but the angles are bad, so I don't use it very often. A little move here, there's only two moves involved. One, pinch it, two, so let's combine those, here we go now. 1, 2.
Yeah.
But the secret is you get these 3 fingers in the way for just a second. There we go, 1, 2, very nice move. It's a great move. It's a retention with a billiard ball. Most guys make certain moves with billiard balls, but they're not truly retention moves, they're assumption moves. But with this move, there it is. See?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful move.
Beautiful. You called it an assumption move. I like
You
that.
assume I put it there. You didn't really see it go in.
Yeah.
But the retention moves are the prettiest because there it is, just no doubt about it. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can do it with lit cigarettes and everything. It's just, it's the prettiest move in magic. And then the ultimate move, I think this is the prettiest because you display the ball. Now here's where everybody makes their mistake. They close up on it and they go right for the palm, so that doesn't fool anybody. So what you do is you pull out and give them knuckles. You're not palming anything. Then later on make the palm. That's the whole secret of that retention move. It's almost like I challenge you. There it is at the very tip.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's, people are just overwhelmed with it. They do it again.
Yeah.
I know Jimmy Grippo had me do it 7 times when he's been in match, but he never understood this move. There it is.
It's so clean.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give him a good, there's absolutely no doubt that it's there, see. Backstage. Here's where everybody makes the mistake. They think it's a speed effect. They go right into the thumb palm. You go into it a day later. You pull out, get your knuckles in the way. Take your time and then go into it. And that's your secret of the retention move.
In Europe, there's a very famous magician, known very well, especially in the UK. His name is Pat Page. We asked Pat if he would perhaps give us a few sponge ball tips, because he does some amazing vanishes. He had to ask Lewis up at L&L, and he, of course, said yes. So we thank you for that. And here's Pat Page showing us 2 very special vanishes, and then a third one that would work great if you were working in a restaurant.
So we'd like to start off with showing you 1 or 2 variations on how to vanish a sponge ball, okay? And number 1 is coming up now, with 1 sponge ball into the left hand, and when you open the hand, the ball has vanished. Where has it gone? Let's explain. Now this is really an optical thing. What actually happens is that I'm going to place that ball into the left palm, I'm going to close my fingers over it, and I'm going to take it out again. That is all that happens. But the reason you don't see it happen, there's 2 reasons. 1, these 3 fingers come down and cover it as it comes out. And secondly, it's the timing. If you place a ball in your hand like that, it has a certain rhythm to it. If you take the ball out, it should have the same rhythm. So you won't see it go. So you put the ball in, you close your hand over it, you pull it out, and these 3 fingers cover it as it comes out. You open your hand and it's gone. Remember, the timing is the most important thing. I'm standing up for this vanish because this one was devised specifically for performing in restaurants. And the idea is that you apparently show both hands empty. The vanish is the same as the first vanish we showed you, where you place it in and take it out again. The difference is that both hands appear empty. Watch. You place it in your hand, you just wave your hand over it, and it vanishes. That is the vanish. Now, what actually happens is that you do the same as the first vanish. You go in, it goes, and out it comes. But once it comes out, you come back. Now, it's important to come back about this far. Don't do it here, but about here. You place your hand against your body, pressing the ball there, and you move your hand forward and do that. And the ball is actually behind your wrist. I'll do that again with proper timing. You place the ball in your hand, you do that, and it vanishes. All you've got to do is move your hand back and pick it up again. This is what I call a flamboyant vanish, in that there's a little bit more action to it for larger groups, where you place the ball into your hand, and when you open your hand, it vanishes. Now, how that actually works is that the ball is clipped between these first 2 fingers. It's placed into the left hand, the center of the left palm, in fact. Close your fingers over it, and what happens is that you pull it out again, bend those 2 fingers back, and point with that one. Now, it's all done at one and the same time. There it is, there. So in slow motion, it's that, or if I can turn around to here, there it is, and you do that. So you're actually clipping it between the next finger and the middle finger. There it is, it goes in, it comes out, and you point. But don't point for long. There it is, do that, and the ball's gone.
The magician always has to be 1 step ahead of the audience. So here's a series of moves and techniques that'll always keep you 1 step ahead, ready for the next trick. Having a ball hidden in your hand or somewhere about your person is a very important element of sponge ball magic. You have to be 1 step ahead of the audience. So one of the ways I like to get my extra sponge ball into play is by having one hidden somewhere. If I put this ball in my hand and I hit it with the wand, it disappears. Sometimes when that happens, it's a pain in the neck. Yeah, here, let me start again. Now what did I do? I just put a ball in play. I've got another ball now hidden here. So now I've got I'm ready to go to the next step. So anytime you have to add another ball into play, that's one of the ways of doing it. So I start by having the ball just under my coat, right there, and it pushes it down so you can't see it. So now I make the move, it's gone, and then this hand starts to lift the lapel, and I reach with my finger and thumb and say, it's a pain in the neck when that happens. Now I've got one extra ball hidden, and I'm ready to go into the next phase of whatever routine I need with this ball, okay? If I was sitting at a table, I might pick up somebody's coffee cup, empty coffee cup, and turn it over and load this ball under it. Whenever you bring out a sponge ball to show it to people, get in a habit of bringing out a second one as well, okay? So if this is in my pocket, okay, it goes down in my pocket, there's another one in my pocket. So when I reach to my pocket, I palm one of them just like this. And then I reach in the pocket and come out with one ball. And I place it down there. So I'm always ready to do something else, see? Because I've got this other one hidden here. So when you go to retrieve one ball, it's a good opportunity, you know, take advantage of that opportunity to steal another one at the same time. Because now I can use this ball to do a move like that to produce two, okay? Now, it's a very simple move, but I do it all the time, and it gets a great reaction. So the ball starts in this finger palm position. That's the finger palm position. If this hand does not have a ball in it, it's held in exactly the same way. See, it's a finger palm position. But there's a ball here. So it's got to look the same way, so they look natural, see? So they begin by having both of them here in my pocket, okay? I've got them down in my pocket, right? So I reach to the pocket, I put one into that palming position, and come out with the other. See? Now I just pick it up, and as this hand turns it a couple times, I just put it on top of this one and pull it out. So when you do it slowly, it doesn't look like anything, does it? It doesn't look like magic. But when you do it in the natural speed, watch, I'll again come from my pocket, putting the ball down. Secretly, I have the other ball. I put it right on top of the other ball and then pull it like that. It looks like I've separated it into two. And just put them down on the table. You've created I think, is the most superior sponge that I've ever used in my career. The beauty is, the softness is exactly what we want them to be. So one of the things you have to do when you finally, when you get yourself a set of sponge balls, like the sponge balls that are packaged with this program, you want to break them in properly. And breaking them in properly means don't carry one around or two around and keep the others sitting on your desk, because the colors will change and then they won't match anymore. It's very important that all four match. So I keep the same four in my pocket. Now what I'll do is, for about a week I carry these in my pocket. Then I put them away in a dark bag so the sun won't change the color. And then I started working on these. Do you tell people to wash them?
Never have.
Never. That's amazing. Even Steve Goshman doesn't know this secret that I'm about to reveal to you. His dad, Al Goshman, among other things, taught me the real secret to keeping your sponge balls clean and always ready for performance. I'm now going to reveal that secret to you right here today. You know, I was very fortunate to have Al Goshman as a friend many, many decades ago. He would share items with me, he would teach me, help me refine things that I thought were great. He was an amazing guy. I keep remembering things that he taught me so long ago. This is one I never forgotten. Taking care of the sponge balls. People have asked me over the years. I refuse to tell them. Today, for the first time, we will reveal to you how Al Goshman said we would take care of the sponges, keep them clean and supple and soft at all times. First of all, you should have several sets of sponge balls. Several sets, so that you're alternating which ones you perform with. Then you bring them over here. Like I've got a set of my red ones here, and a set of the yellow ones, and I keep them together. The red ones here, the yellow ones go here, and again, this will keep them clean and supple for years to come. Once a week, you must run them through this exercise, okay? You put them in there. Works with the bunnies, too. That goes into this pocket over here, and hold on. Sorry. Hello? Let me call you back, okay? Yeah, bye. Sorry, new phone. Forgot. Okay. All right, so the sponge balls, once a week, you put them into your pockets. They all must be submerged for exactly 30 seconds. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Hello.
Yeah, I couldn't talk. I was underwater. Yeah.
Normally, if I'm going to make the ball appear, it'll start in this hand. One is in each pocket. So as my hand goes to my pockets and comes back out, I'm holding this. My hands are in exactly the same position. The ball is, over here, right? I do this, and then I put my hand here. This hand is empty, reaches in and pulls out the ball, right? The other way is to have the ball here. Again, same position. Pocket, come back out with the ball hidden here, and the purse. See? But now it's a little more deceptive because you show the hand is empty. Then you come back this way and open it. You can show it again, it's empty. And then as this hand goes in, see, I'm pulling it out of almost like thin air. And again, watching yourself doing it on a video camera, rewind it and watch it over and over again, you'll be able to tell when it doesn't look right. You'll be able to tell when it appears unnatural. It should look exactly the same way each time you do it, whether you actually do it or you don't actually do it, so that when you watch both versions on the camera on the playback, you'll know how to adjust. What I'm doing wrong, my fingers aren't right, the timing is a little off, It's all timing, and it's all flowing from one move to the next. Frank Garcia always taught me the 3 rules of perfect sleight of hand. Practice, practice, practice. Only by constantly repeating the moves, adjusting and refining your moves, will you be able to fool anybody.
Because you spend 1/4 of your time waiting. You're waiting in line for something, the store, or bank, or waiting for your dinner, waiting for the dentist. Never wait, practice. That's where I've come up with my best ideas. So always carry a little something with you, and you get in a half hour to an hour every day.
And probably one of the most impactful tricks, don't you agree?
It's just wonderful. Yeah, I don't go anywhere. I feel totally lost but I only carry 3 balls.
Now, here's my basic sponge ball routine. People have said that it's, one of the best sponge ball routines in magic. I don't know, but it's only 30 seconds. A strong 30 seconds. Watch this. What's your name?
Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa. Nice to meet you. Okay, Vanessa, I have a couple of Martians there. Those are Martians. Are there any more in here?
No.
Of course not. Just 2. So which one do you like the best?
This one.
Ah, good choice. Place your hand right here on the table. Now I'm going to hold on to this one, okay? You got to hold these tight. So hold this one tight, turn it over. Say go.
Go.
Gone. Did you see it go? When you open your hand, you'll have them both. To get my vanish, I did this. I put the balls right in front of me. So if I was performing for over here, Vanessa, I move them this way. But if I was doing it, for the audience, I would put them here. So they're always in the same position, and I adjust my body to lean towards the ball I'm going to make disappear. All right, so here's what happens. I put it in my hand, and I practice doing this for, I would say, do this for like 3 or 4 minutes. On camera, just putting it in your hand and taking it out and studying what does this hand look like when the ball is in there, and what does this hand look like when the ball is in there. You'll notice that my hand, doesn't quite close down over the ball because I want to give it the impression that this ball is actually in the hand even when it's not there. Okay, so I'm going to pantomime the act of putting it in my hand and making it look exactly like I really put it in my hand. Now there's a second phase to every vanish. If you just simply do it into the hand and make the move, it won't fool anybody. See? If you stop at this point, nobody will be fooled. But if you continue the motion, there's a follow-through to make the vanish work. The follow-through is after I've placed the ball in this hand, I'm going to pick this ball up and put it in Vanessa's hand. Okay? So, the move is, it goes here, I pick this one up and place it in her hand. Okay? Close your hand, please. Turn your hand over. It's gone, and of course it's there. See? Now, here's how, watch it closely. I'm going to do it again. We'll do it slowly. Now, before I go to this step, I make sure that my spectator's hand is sitting on the table, right there. Sitting right there, not up in the air. Because if it's up in the air, after I've made my move and I go to here, there's a chance that the hand might move, or when I press down on the hand might somehow reveal that she's getting two of these at the same time, see? By keeping it right there, I know exactly how my hand is going to move. It's going to go from here to here to here. I can do it blindfolded because I've always done it in exactly the same position. When I did this on the Tonight Show, I put Johnny Carson right there, made his hand sit there, and everything else I adjust so it's the way I've done it since I was a little kid. Nothing is different. I pick up the ball and put it in my hand. By the way, you got to watch it closely. So it's a put and a take out at first to indicate. It's almost as if it's an afterthought. You place it in your hand and then you want to remind the person that's helping you, oh, by the way, you got to hold these really tight because they're really fast. Then I do it again, and that's when I make the move. And by placing it in her hand like this, see, it looks like just one ball that's been squished down. So I'm not in a hurry to close her hand over it, because that adds to the illusion that, well, I saw the one go into her hand. When there's two, it's even more exciting, see? But I close her hand, I turn the hand over, and I tap it, and she will not open that hand now. If it's left this way on the table, there's a possibility she will. But by turning it over, she would have to do a lot to turn her hand over, and by then I would catch her, and I would chop her hand off. Well, not really. But anyway, I would be able to catch her if she was going to, in fact, move. You know, when you do the trick thousands and thousands of times over the years, every single opportunity happens. You know, things happen you don't plan. This is the best way to do it so that I have control. And if the person is a little inebriated, or if the person isn't paying attention too much, or she's trying to be the life of the party and she's, you know, I'm afraid she might open that hand, then I just keep my hand right here. My hand's empty, but I keep it right there. And now I draw attention over here and say, please, either blow on my hand or touch my hand or say go. Open the hand, it's gone. Now both hands are empty. Now we're ready for the reveal. Turn your hand over and open it up, and the two balls are there.
When we put it all together, it's pure magic. Naturalness is the key to good sleight of hand, especially with sponge ball magic. You must develop a certain touch with them, a special feel, a handling that's going to be different from each and every person.
This is the smaller size, okay? For me, it's actually more difficult to use the smaller ones because I've used, you know, I always started with the large ones, and it was Al Goshman that said to me, you know, learn with the big one, and then everything you do with the little ones will be, you know, simple. But if you start with the little ones, you can't, you know, I show these to magicians and they say, well, that's too big. What do you do with that, you know? So but I like to use that large size because it creates the impossible element when people are watching the act. How did he do that with a ball that doesn't, you know, how do you hold that in your hand? So people remember it being even larger than it actually is. But in reality, when I'm walking around doing a show where I have to go from location to location or a cocktail table to cocktail table, I'm not going to have these in my pocket. I won't even bring them with me. Then I'm using this size, because I can put them in my pocket and they don't bulge and they're easy to carry. I can carry 4, 5, 6 of them if I want, and I've got a lot of routine possibilities having them with me. Same thing now, same thing. The move is going to be smaller. It's a smaller object. So the move that I use with a bigger object is more pronounced and slow. With a smaller, it's going to be a smaller movement and a quicker movement. Okay, because it's a smaller object. You wouldn't do it in slow motion, okay? So you would do it like this, see? Gone here. Now, I'm going to try to break that down for you in a minute, see? Here's the key element of it. Placing it in the hand and taking the hand away. You'd got nowhere to go if you had the ball there. So by taking it in the hand and then picking up this, that would be the logical move. If I want to give this to you, Vanessa, put your hand right here. If I want to give that to her and I want to hold this one, here's the reality. That's what I would do, right? And I would say, hold it tight. So now, when I do this and I pick this one up, see, I put it in her hand and she turns it over, it's gone, it's in her hands. It looks exactly the same. Did it look the same? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, open your hand. Did we pay you to say that? Okay, so here, if I was not using a person's hand, I would go from here to here, close my hands, show this one gone, and have it be there. Okay, same move, except I'm not using a spectator's hands. Okay, I'm putting the ball here, picking this one up. When I pick it up, you see I'm squeezing really hard, so that if a person casually looks, it just looks like one ball squished. See? Close my hand, gone, two. It's pretty. The classic routine of the three balls, one in the pocket, two in the hand, is kind of a premise that's used in coin magic. It's used in lots of different forms of magic. This is my version of with the three balls and one going in the pocket. This is a great routine for walking around because it can be done standing up. You don't need a table. I would walk over to a group of folks that are standing around at a cocktail party and ask them each to hold their hands out. Three people, each one with a ball in it. Okay? Now what I'll do is I'll take these two in my hand. This one goes in my pocket. Okay? How many are here? Well, let me start again. There's actually three. So here's what I do. I say, look, there's one, there's two in my hand. This one goes into my pocket. Now, there's one in my pocket. How many are in my hand? The answer comes, two. You know, I thought there would be two as well, but for some reason, there's three. See, just the way you say it makes the person not feel badly for making a mistake. One of the reasons when you run into some people who occasionally will tell you that they hate magic is because they really don't hate magic, but they hate the magician who's delivering the magic because he tried to make them look like an idiot. See, that's important, that you never make them, oh no, you're wrong, it's not two, there's three. Never tell a person they're wrong. I usually say, you know, I would have said the same thing. I thought there were two. Somehow there are three. That way it takes it off of the person being wrong. It's simply a different outcome. All right? So the way the trick happens is it starts with, again, the standard set of 4 sponge balls. One is in a finger palm. Okay? Now it's in a finger palm, and I lay these 3 on the table. Pick the first one up. Place it in the hand. When I pick the second one up, watch what happens. As my hand goes to pick it up, I let this drop out of my finger palm position. I open my fingers out, and at the same very moment, I drop my hand down on top of this ball. Pick them both up at the same time. So watch how it happens in normal speed. One ball is here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The third one goes close over to the pocket. Now when I put it in my pocket, I'm not putting it in my pocket. I'm actually putting it into a thumb palm position in my pocket. My hand comes out. Now my hand comes out just at the moment when I'm saying, how many are here? Whatever they say, you know, I'm not sure how this happens, but remember in the beginning I said there were 3. Now this time I do it again, but I vary how I put the extra ball into my hand. The first time I picked the first ball up and placed it in there. Then I picked up the second ball and added the second one on top of it. So there's the 3 there. This one goes to the pocket. I keep it here, and I show that there are 3. As soon as I've done it, the next time I pick up both hands like this, and as they come down on the table, this just grabs that one, and this one drops that one on top of it, see? And I pick them both up simultaneously, okay? So I do this. 2 in my hand, 1 in my pocket. Now I'm going to leave it there. How many are here? There's 1. There's 2. Remember I said in the beginning we started with 3. I put 1, 2, and then pick up this third one. This one goes to the pocket. My hand is empty. Now you're clean. Okay? So let's review that part. Now you don't have a ball hidden in your hand. You've just got the 3 on the table. So what I do is this. Remember, again, it's a vanish. It's a vanish of 2 balls this time, but you use the same mechanics and the same follow-through that you did the first time. Watch. 1, two, but when this presses on it, it's now going to come away with it as my hand closes over what appears to be two sponge balls, and this hand continues its movement and picks up this one and holds it like that. Now what does that look like? It looks like one crushed up sponge ball, doesn't it? See? So when you casually pick it up and show it, your hand, again without saying anything, your hand is empty. And the one ball that they saw you pick up right there goes to the pocket. Now you've unloaded all of them in your pocket. How many are here? Of course, none. So let's do that one in normal speed again so that you can see how deceptive the move is. 1, 2, third one goes to the pocket, hand is empty. 1, 2, see? This one to the pocket. Once again. 1, 2, this one. See, the others are here. If you look close, you'll see them all. But in the movement of the hand, pick this up and it goes to the pocket. Come back, hand is empty. That's the double vanish. Di Vernon taught me this trick a long time ago. He used a pen, or sometimes he would use a fork and a coin. So the move works with a sponge ball as well as a coin. Watch. You take the ball, close it into your fist. Watch. Using this magic marker, see, I just wave it over that, it disappears. Now watch. It's not here. If I push it back into my fist, it comes back. See? It's a great move. Watch. I'm going to use a larger ball and show you that it can work with a larger one as well. You drop the ball into your hand and you close your hand into your fist. And then when you turn your hand this way, and this is an angle trick, you got to watch your angles very carefully on this. So what happens is this. When it's in my hand and I turn my hand away from you, what I do is I work it outside of my fist like that. So it's out of my fist. And then the object, as my hand turns, watch this, as my hand turns, I clip it as I tap my hand. It's gone. But of course from this angle you can see it. But it's gone. And then as I grab this to take it into this hand, I'm capturing the ball with it. I show this hand, empty. Then I take the highlighter again, tap my hand, and it comes back. Okay? So again, it's putting the ball in that position so that you can't see it. And then as this hand approaches, see, it slips into my fingers. So I've got a clip of it right there. Okay? Now, here's a great routine with that I showed this to Slidini, and he had this idea because Slidini always loved to use the purse frame. So here's the routine. Let me start. I'll show you the routine, and then we'll teach it, okay? You have the purse frame. You open the purse frame. Take a ball out, okay? Ball goes into the hand. Use the purse frame to do the trick. Same thing as I did before, only now I'm using the purse frame. Makes it disappear, see? Then I pick this up again, show this hand, open it, and the ball is back in the purse. Okay? So watch. Let's go through that from the beginning. The ball, the purse frame, 2 different pockets. That's how you start. You reach both hands at the same time into your pocket. This hand comes out with the purse frame. This hand has the ball there. Okay? Reach in and find the ball. So there are 2 ways of reaching in to get the ball. One is to open it up this way, and then as you reach in, you pull out the ball. So all I did was had the ball here. As my hand goes down, looks like I'm taking it out of the purse. The other way is to come up this way. Watch. You show it empty. The hand goes here. Now when you open it, your hand is empty as it goes in and comes out with the ball. Okay? So you have 2 different ways of doing it. I like this one the best. Pull it out. Now you close the purse frame. the ball into your hand. Now, as I turn this way and turn my hand over, now I'm doing that move that you see from the side, okay? And then using the purse frame, I use it to tap my hand. I clip the ball as I do the little move, show it's gone. Now as I reach over here to grab the purse frame, my hand grabs the ball. Shows this hand, opens up the purse frame again, pulls out the ball. It's self-contained. This is great if you're working at a party where you're walking around. I call it mixing and mingling, where you're walking through the crowd to do a trick. This doesn't need a table, doesn't need any space in front of you. You just take out the purse frame, you don't have to speak, and you can just do it. 30 seconds, it's a great little routine. The 10 count in sponge ball magic is another classic element. It works anywhere. Here, take a look at what I did at a bar recently. I'm going to show you how the trick is done. It's actually done in steps, 10 steps. I do them very quickly. It fools everybody. If I slow them down, you'll see the 10 steps, how the trick works. Ready?
Yes.
Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See it jump across?
Yeah.
No, I'll do it again. I'll do it. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you see him go that time? You didn't see that either?
No.
So you know what it is they like to be together. See, they really do. So when I put one here and one here, this one always jumps across to be with this one. You understand? Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's put that over there. Let's see. I want to let you in on a secret because you're probably wondering how this stuff really works, right? So look, in my purse, I have some Martians. These are Martians, okay? So the trick is done in steps. When I perform, I do it quickly. It fools everybody. Let me slow it down. It's only 10 steps. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you see it jump across?
I didn't.
No.
Well, I'll do it again. Watch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you see him go that time?
No.
Tom?
I'm sorry, I just keep thinking
Open
that
your
looks
hand.
like Kermit after surgery.
That's all right. Open your hand. Yeah, we got that. Come on over here. Open your hand, please. All right. Hold on to both of them. Don't lose them. We're going to use them later. Sometimes here in Las Vegas, I present my close-up show in a big showroom for 700 people. Here's the 10 count in that situation. Watch. It slays them. Okay. Here's what happens. I take this one. I slice it down the middle. Gives me 2. See? Actually, ladies and gentlemen, it's done in steps. 10 steps, I do them very quickly, and it fools everybody. But if I do those same 10 steps in slow motion, you'd see exactly how the trick is done. You want to see it? Slow motion, here it goes. 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you see him jump across? You didn't see that? I'll do it again, I'll do it again. Here you go. This time it goes the other way, all right? In reverse. Watch, Lisa. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you see him go that time?
No.
You didn't see that either? All right, open your hand. This time I want you to hold them both, okay? Don't lose them, because we're going to use them later. Now the next thing is... You lost them. The secret to the 10 count. It's all in timing, and it's all the little misdirection moves here. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Watch. 1, you cover the first one. 2, you cover the second one. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 is when I'm going to do the move to put it in here and retain the ball. But at the same time, when I retain the ball, my hand is going to close over the ball. This hand is going to lift up, which makes this come into view. Okay? So 7, this pops into view. That's where all the attention goes. So if I stopped here, you'd see the ball. But I don't. My hand puts the ball in. It actually doesn't really, but it puts the ball in and then picks this up.
in one continuous movement. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Picks this one up. 9, 10. See? Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This all happens at 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See? Just practice it over and over again, making this a smooth transition from here to here. See? When this ball is pressed down, you pick this ball up, this ball pops into view, now it's gone, and they're both here. Backwards, same thing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool, huh? 1, 2, 3. And always you make sure you have it under the fingers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So if you pause at any time during that, watch. If you pause, you're going to get caught. Then it looks like, how did that fool anybody? See? But as part of the whole package, they can't see it, because when this pops into view, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roy Benson is credited with the bowl routine. Don Allen made it famous. He, of course, used to produce a giant airplane nut at the end, a big nut that probably weighed 20 pounds, and somehow it would appear under a hat. Watch my version of it, and then we'll come back and talk about it. All right, so we've got a bowl and a couple of sponge balls. Drop one of them into the bowl. That's good, and we'll turn the bowl over. Place this one on top. Okay, we're going to make that one go from my hand and join the other one in the ball. Okay, here we go. Watch. See it go? It's gone. And there it is. See? Let's drop them back in again. I have another one. Okay, same thing. I'm going to make it go from my hand to the ball. See it go? Gone. Open it up. That's the 3 of them. All right, let's try this again now. This time we're going to choose one and throw it in and choose one more. And we turn it over. Okay, we're going to make this one join the others. Ready? Did you see it go? That's because it didn't go. Actually, what I'm going to do is just drop it in the pocket. Okay? Wave your hand over it. How many? 3. See? Now, this is what I want you to do. What's happening is when you're watching, I kind of distract your attention and slip them under there while you're not looking. See? So here's what you do. Hold it tightly so that I can't slip them under there. Okay? Now watch. I'll hold 2 of them. This one I'll place in my pocket. Watch. 1, 2. Did you see them go? See, they're gone. And did you see them come back? I guess they're not there. There's no room there except for that one. It's pretty cool, huh? The basics of a bowl routine. And, you know, I have my own. I know others have theirs. I'm going to give you a couple of the basics so that you can create your own routine with a bowl and the sponge balls, okay? So in this case, I start with the 4 red balls and this 1 large one. Now, depending whether you're sitting or standing, where you want to hide this. If I was standing, I would put it under my jacket like that. And it would stay there. Nobody would see it because I'm performing here. But it's just there. And then I'd go for it when I need it. If you're sitting, that's the best way because I can put it on my knee. So I have 2 on the table, 1 in my pocket and 1 in a finger palm position, which we showed before. Finger palm position, okay? So I have the bowl, start with it on the table, turn it over,
Sometimes a person would like to examine it. If I'm in a restaurant, I'll pick up maybe the bowl that all the sugar's in, or ask for a soup bowl and put it on the table. You could use a cup and saucer if you have the right size sponge balls. But anyway, there's the bowl. Any prop, it will work. And I ask my assistant to simply select one ball. Which one do you like? Drop it in the bowl. This is in your hand. This is a finger palm position, okay? I close my hand. As she drops it in the bowl, drops it in, I just pick it up and turn it over. It's a simple little move. Goes in the hand, comes right back out, but if I stopped here, there'd be no magic, right? But I continue the follow-through to pick up the magic wand. So watch. It goes from here to here. See? It's gone. It's here. Now it's really under here. If you can, what I've actually done is I've squeezed it down with the magic wand, so it's very little of it is visible, and then that's hidden under my fingers. Okay. We open up the bowl, and there they are. 1, 2. Okay, and as far as everybody's concerned, that's all there is. I asked her to drop it in again. Or put them both in. Go ahead, drop them both in. Now watch what I do. Just pick up the wand, pick up the bowl, same move. The ball is hidden. They can still see there's the 2. Now they're all loaded. Okay? Now I go by in my pocket, take out the last one. Okay? Put it on top. Same move again. Watch. In my hand, tap my hand, it's gone. Tap that. Now, it depends if you're going to the big move. This time I open it up again, lift it up, you'll see 3. She lifted up. I let her lift it up so that she finds the 3. Okay, Vanessa, there's 3. Drop the bowl. Now here's you getting ready for the big one, okay? The big climax. Now we've got 3 of them sitting there. I ask her to choose one and drop it in. Vanessa, pick one and throw it in there. Perfect. And one more, throw it in there. That's perfect. And turn it over. Remember, we turn it over. It's almost if you thought she was going to turn it over, so you turn it over for her. We do something a little different, so I'm going to take the ball and make it real easy for you. Look, I'm just going to drop it in my pocket. My hand comes back out to show that it's empty, right? And then I'm going to wave the hand over here and tap it. When I ask, how many do you think, I do a gesture, how many do you think are there now? Whatever she says, as my hands come down to the table, one stays on the table and the other one continues on down to the secret spot where that ball is. And I pick up that ball and I squeeze it up into my hand, okay, and I hold it in my fist. And I'm just sit here like this. And then I casually reach over here and open this bowl. When you lift the bowl up like this, my back edge of the bowl is going to hit the balls just a little bit, causing them to move a little. So when I do that, see, we get rolling, this comes back, meets this hand, and I jam that thing up into the bowl. Okay, it's actually too big for it. So I've jammed it up in there, and I hold the hand with the bowl like this, see? So it's in there, but I'm just holding it in place as I gesture to these 3. Now this was a climax. There was only 2 there a minute ago, now there's 3. So that's where the attention is when you do this particular move. And then I explain that, the real secret to this trick, folks, is I'm slipping them under the bowl without you knowing it. See, I'm kind of misdirecting your attention. Now that you know how it's done, I want you to hold on to the bowl so that I can't possibly get under it, which means apply a little pressure there. Now that, if she didn't apply pressure, what would happen? Lift up. See, the bowl would move. But by me holding it in place and asking her to hold it tight, because now that'll make it hard for me to slip these under there. Now I do this move, which we taught before. And this is to make 2 vanish at the same time. Okay? 1, 2, this one goes in the pocket. See? I leave them all in my pocket. Now I tap this hand twice. How many here? No, there's none. Where do you think they are? She's going to say, no, they're not under there. Go ahead, lift it up and see. There's no room under there. See, there's just room for this one. Cool, huh? Different size, different types of props. Watch this. This is another, just a quick little routine using one giant sponge ball, okay? Just one, all right? And a bowl, one and a bowl. Same thing, watch. See it go? Gone. There it is. Put it in, please. Hey, and we turn it over so it can't get out. I have another one. Same thing, get in position, watch. 2. See? Now, same thing, if I want to go to that last step of loading the ball with the large ones, just put one in there, please. And then if I was doing this at a table, I would have another person pick one to drop it in. Put the other one there too. That's great. See, they don't even don't even really fit, the two. They almost don't fit under there, do they? Let's see if we can't get a third one under there now, okay? All right, here it goes. Watch. From the hand, gone. Okay, and then you can let your assistant open it, and there's the 3 of them under there, see? This is a very special bowl that you saw me using in that demonstration moment. It's from Frank Garcia, means a lot to me. Very heavy, solid brass, so that when the ball is under there, it traps it. When I put a second ball, here's the second ball, watch this. When I put the second ball under there, it traps it. Even the third ball, it's so heavy that it keeps them all under there. So that's why I use it. You have to find one that matches the size that you are comfortable with. With this size, there's a lot of play with it. Watch. Here's, again, the routine like you just saw. We start with the famous routine move that you saw George Schindler do a moment ago. Take the ball, disappear it, there it is under the bowl. Okay? When you pick up the bowl, you load the second one. Second one goes on top there, watch. Gone. There it is. But the nice part about the size of this bowl is that, you know, it looks like 2 can barely fit. So I have one hidden here. So when I do the load of the third one, watch, I pick it up and drop it, it doesn't imagine in their minds, they can't imagine there's more than 2 under there. So it holds the 3 of them. If the bowl was light, it wouldn't work, see, because they're so large. So again, having this here, when I turn these over, it's a perfect little move. It loads the third one under there.
Here's a little something I thought of about 20 years. You take one sponge ball, show your hand's empty, and I'll place it right over here. So keep one eye on the sponge, one eye on me, and one eye on the hand over here. Now watch it slowly dematerialize from one hand to the other, very slowly. Here we go. Ever so slowly. And there you have it. And naturally it's done with a thumb tip. Steve, did I show that a while back?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So there you go. You start out with on the thumb tip. Thumb on thumb tip. When you reach in, compress the 2 together. As long as you got lots of motion. It looks like one ball, the old principle. And when you bring it over here, finger palm the 1 off. Okay. So there it is. Keep the hands about 3 feet apart. Now, in the process of making a circle, finger palm the thumb tip and knead the sponge in with your thumb and first finger. Okay. Just push it in real. Just keep going. Suddenly it's gone. It's a great vanish. And when it reappears over here, that is a tremendous effect on the lay people. They really get wonderful effect with that.
Okay, so this is a little variation of a sponge ball move, okay? Look, I'm looking at you. Can you see me? I can see you. This is a hole. It's a rabbit hole. As long as I make that rabbit hole and I reach in, I can take a rabbit out. See? It's very simple. There's the rabbit. Put him back in the hole. And he's gone. Can you see him? He's not there anymore. He's gone.
I'll tell you what, this tool is probably going to become more important than a thumb tip to a magician when people start getting it and using it for various things. Now, here's how that works. The
the thumb tip is replaced by a sonata gimmick. The sonata gimmick looks like a thumb tip that's been opened up, you know, fillet of thumb tip. Now, this sits here. Can't see it anymore now, see, when it sits there. Now, if you were a real purist, you'd take the ring off, because somebody might look in your hand and tell me they can't see the ring when I put this here. But you know what? I'm lazy, and I've never had anybody ever say to me, wait a minute, I can't see the ring. You know, that's just a detail that nobody notices. Okay? But the way that sits there, it's an invisible prop. And by using this thumb, you can lift that little hinge to get things in it and out of it. So I start by taking the bunny and I place it right under there and close it up. See? So it's hidden in there. Now if I close my hand like this and look at you, see, I'm looking at you through this hole. The hands are all in a perfect condition. The hand is empty. You can't see anything in there. If somebody is close by, they can't see it because it just matches the flesh of your skin. So now, by turning my hand this way, I open it up as I reach in and pull out the bunny. Turn my hand over and place it on the hand. Now, when I want to put it away, I turn my hand this way, and again, the thumb opens that hinge, drops the bunny in the same spot, and then this closes over it, see, closes over it, and then hides it underneath. So you can't see that there's anything in there. So I go back to the same move of looking under. I can't see anything. It's there, it's hidden. Okay? But it's that hinge movement to lift it out as I pull it out and put it there. And then put it back in and show the hand's empty. Okay? That's a sonata gimmick. Fascinating device. Here it is, same trick, different method. Watch. Instead of using a sonata gimmick, make the bunny disappear into the hole. Watch. I poke him in the hole. He's in there. Wave my hand over the hole. Look what happens. He's gone. It's our old friend, the thumb tip. There it is. Here's the vanish. Very simple. The thumb tips doesn't start on the thumb. Okay, most people think they have to start with it on the thumb. That's not the case. I'll have this, again, I like the idea of two things in the pockets, one on either side. So as my hands go searching for something, I steal the thumb tip. Here's the thumb tip. Okay? So I can casually rest my hand on the edge of the table. It's hidden right there. Okay? Here's the bunny. So I turn my hand this way and I make a fist. I take the bunny and I put him there on my fist so people can see it and I show everybody. You know, if you're sitting at a table with a bunch of friends, then you would just, you know, lean over and let them all see it. This way there's nothing for them to possibly see. Everything is hidden. The secret device is in your fist. So I open my hand, right, and then poke it in. I poke it right down in there, see? Now after I poke it in there, I tilt the thumb tip. So from this angle, nothing is here. The bunny is here. But from behind, you can see what I've done is I've got that thumb tip facing me. It's poking out towards me. Nobody can see it because of my angles. Can't see it. So now as I wave my hand over this hand, the thumb is going to come in contact with that thumb tip. See? As I do this, it goes right in, keeps moving, hand is empty, it's gone. And you can't see it when you point it at people. See, I'm pointing it right at you, you can't see it. If I put my hand this way, you'd notice it. But by holding my hands naturally like that, you can't see it. See? Gone. It's a great way to make it disappear completely. This time with a sponge ball. So my hands are clean. This is a good position to have them in so they can see into your hands. Okay? What I'm creating is an invisible hole, a black hole. In that black hole, when I reach in, there's a sponge ball, see? Again, I'm creating the black hole. Your hands are empty, saying nothing, but your hands are empty, okay? I'm going to reach into this black hole. Instead of finding a bunny, I'm going to find a ball, see? So by putting your finger and thumb together, it puts your hand in a perfect position to hide the gimmick. Can't see it. Yet when my hand is turned this way so that the audience can't see, I move it away, put the ball in, close it down. That's where it hides. See? It's gone. And again, it's just casual. You don't hold your hand in a steady position for long. It's in total movement. And when I reach down in here, it's empty. Hands are empty. But I reach in, I pull out the ball. It's really, really strong.
Okay, so my good friend Dan Garrett will now demonstrate something using the Sonata gimmick. Watch this.
Well, let's gather all of the magic particles in the room and sort of conglomerate them together into one little element right here. That's what the magic looks like.
This is a really pretty thing, isn't it? Now Dan will explain carefully how he does it. And besides, he has such a great mustache, doesn't he?
I use one particular gimmick called a Sonata gimmick, developed by Toyosane Sonata of Japan, Osaka, Japan. This is a wonderful little gimmick that is a finger palm gimmick. It's a flesh-colored gimmick that fits in your finger palm, and it's a great way to produce a sponge ball. So I've developed a technique using this Sonata gimmick to produce a sponge ball at my fingertips. So here it is. In the finger palm, here's the gimmick. It can be opened and closed by pivoting the gimmick along the base of the fingers. Now it's very critical that if you buy one of these, from your favorite dealer, you can get these from me or from other dealers as well. You cut with scissors, you cut the gimmick as the instructions tell you to fit your own hand. That's critical, that's important. And it's very easy to do with an ordinary pair of scissors. So in this finger palm position, the gimmick forces your hand to curl around it, to hold it, and to keep itself in a fairly natural looking position. You have to stay in this position to keep everything in your hand. So that's what I like about it. It forces you to be natural. So let's put a sponge ball in the Sonata gimmick, thusly. So it's just a super soft sponge ball, about a 2-inch size, and it goes into the gimmick, pressing it in there, and then the fingers curl around. So to all intents and purposes, when I come out, I gesture with my hands, and the hands look empty. I'm going to produce the sponge ball very simply by opening this up, and the sponge ball pops out. But without making it that obvious, I act like I'm producing bits of magic or pieces of something from the air, and I just go back and forth with my hands. Now you get to see the inside of my hands when I do this, and I'm just grasping at nothing, but when I turn this way, I open the gimmick and the sponge ball pops out, and I just keep turning my hands, and the overall effect, as you saw, was a startling appearance from nowhere of a sponge ball. And that's a great little production. I use it as an MC bit all the time and a cabaret bit.
Keep your eye on that ball. I'm going to push it up there, okay? And it's going to change into a yellow ball. That's pretty good, isn't it? So that's a color-changing ball, okay? Very simple. I like it because you start and you end clean. 2 balls, one, brightly colored. So it starts here, okay? Starts here. This one, I place on top of my hand. Now, the object that you're trying to create, the illusion is that you're just going to poke it into the fist, okay? But we have to do something else with that. So what I'm actually doing is this. I poke it in, and I'm going to do it from this angle so you can watch it. I poke it in there, and then I grab it around again. My hand turns around and shows the ball. This hand closes over it and takes the ball so that the hand is empty. So that's what I mean when I say it's clean at the end. The audience assumes there's just one ball, changed color. See? So again, it goes from here. Now here it is from the front again, okay? As I poke that ball in, right, poking it in, for a second it comes into my hand and shows that. Pick it up and there it is, the ball. Okay? It's very clean. Color changing ball with a thumb tip, okay? So in this case, the ball and the thumb tip can be in one pocket and this ball can be in another pocket, okay? okay? You reach both hands in to your pockets. In your pocket, you do this. Get this in position where the thumb tip is actually hiding the colored ball, okay? So it's in my hand, okay? So I can hold my hand this way. I can be casual about where my hand is, and this ball is here, okay? Now it sits here, okay? We're going to shoot this way, and then we'll turn around and shoot it the other way. I poke it in, and I've actually poked it halfway into the thumb tip. If you look closely, I've poked it halfway into the thumb tip, but just halfway in. Because I want them to see there's nothing else in my hands. I don't say that, but I just show them that my hands are empty. Okay, now I give it another poke in there. When I give it a poke in there, I also give it a tip, and I tip it out that way. So now the heat is all on my hand. They're going to be watching me carefully. So if I try to steal that out there, I'm going to get caught. So I want to lift my hand away again and show that my hand is completely empty. We're going to make that ball change colors. Now, if you looked at it from behind, Vanessa can see it from where she's sitting. There's the thumb tip. It's poking, it's facing me now, see? Facing me. So I wave my hand, again obviously empty, over the fist, and then on my last pass over my hand, I'll turn a little so you guys can all see it. Watch. My thumb goes in there as I'm doing this. See, so I steal it during a natural movement of passing my hand over it, and then there's the ball. And then I'll hold the ball with the thumb tip and the ball, because when you hold a thumb tip, you should always point it at the audience. You point it at the audience, they can't see it. Just a little small part of it. They can't see anything else. So I just hold that, and that's where, you know, they look quickly over at the other hand because they see that it's empty. There's no sign of the red one. And then, you know, at the proper point, when I take this away, I take the thumb tip with it, and I put it in my pocket. It's gone.
Now, from Georgia again. This time, David Ginn, one of the busiest children's entertainers in the country. David sent us this great clip doing a piece with sponge balls and a silk handkerchief on stage. That's what I like about this. It happens on stage, so you don't have to be close up to do it. He's producing sponge balls using a silk handkerchief. Watch this.
Autumn is here with my bucket, and this is something I, again, am currently using in my school show. And Autumn, we need to switch places. Would you step right over on this side? We need to do that because I'm right-handed, and as many of you are familiar, you're used to working a trick either right-handed or left-handed, and this is what I use, a 36-inch silk, and I do it here. I think it's ready. And here is an orange sponge ball. By gosh, it's that. Well, there's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one. And another one, and of course I can move around on the stage while I'm doing this. If I'm working alone, I keep coming back to my bucket and throwing them into the bucket over and over like this until I get to the very end and produce a big sponge ball. Ta-da! Thank you. Now, this is so easy, and I forgot where I learned this, but it was 20 plus years ago, and I have added and subtracted little moves. I like using this big 6-inch Goshman sponge ball as the final load. It does not have to squash up in your hand, so it does not have to be super soft sponge. I hide it somewhere, in this case in this receptacle. Then I take two other sponge balls. These are 3-inch. They do not have to match that. Sometimes I've gone from producing red to ending up with green. I take these and put them in the corner of the silk like this, so when I pull it out, I have them in my hand. And as I drape this over my hand, I grab the silk here and I simply work those sponges into my hand. Remember, the audience is there. They never see this. It often happens right down here beside my leg. Then I come right up into here and supposedly produce the first one. Now, as I go and put the first one down in here, I let this next one pop up like you see me doing here. And as I come over here, I take the one that I just put in there and put it back in its place. In fact, perhaps I could teach you this better if I did it without the scarf. Watch closely. This goes down, this pops up. I come back with this one, and as I take this one and make it appear, this one just goes down into the scarf again. And I repeat this move over and over. I'm going to turn and let you see it a little bit from the back. Into the bucket, up comes this. Into the bucket, up comes this. Into the bucket, up comes this. Now, I'll have to go back to the scarf to show you the last part, and this time, Autumn, I'm going to get you to step back over on this side so that I can show them from the audience backside. Remember, now our audience is here. I'm producing these balls, they're going in, we're doing this over and over, over and over, and the last time I go down with this, I purposely reach over in that direction, making the scarf come in front of the bucket, lift this up to here, come up and take this one away, let this one come up again, and finally, to the audience, swing this up so they can see it. And then, as this comes up, I like to take it, toss it up, and catch it, and style for applause. See how easy that is? This final load, by the way, can be anything. It can be a bottle of Coca-Cola. I've used that before. It can be a cannonball. It could be your newborn infant baby, just whatever you can hide in the scarf. Thank you, Autumn.
When we were getting ready to do this Sponge Ball Toolbox program, I knew that, it would involve magic that sometimes gets performed at a bar. So the one person I thought we had to get was my friend Frank Zach. He's one of the top bar magicians in the country. He's been performing magic and serving cocktails here in Las Vegas for over 20 years.
You use sponge balls in your bar magic. How would you rate them as a reaction-producing effect?
Probably about a 9 to 10.
Yeah.
Anytime something happens in the spectator's hands, you get a strong reaction.
Yeah.
It's just one of the givens. And there's so many ways that it's happening in their hand in this routine.
Sure.
That it just keeps building.
And isn't it true that every person that does a sponge ball vanish, let alone the routine, but the vanish itself, is a different vanish?
Exactly.
You develop your own method of doing the put, take, or retention, or whatever you want to call it. The art of putting an object in your hand and have it not be there is going to be different in your hands as it was different in, Slidini's.
Exactly. And I think the more you do the move, the more you develop your own way of doing it.
Of course.
Of
course.
When I first started out doing it, I was rolling it down, starting up here and coming down, and it was like, okay, here, let's just put it.
I asked Frank about practicing and adding new material, because that's my job.
And now that of course, you've been doing this for, a zillion years, so you kind of know what works and what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
When you work on something new or you're practicing a move, how do you perfect it?
Well, what's nice about being on the bar, I have the ability to do a move 10, 12 times a night.
Yeah.
And same thing with a routine. If I come up with a new routine, I play it. And at the end of a couple of nights, I know if it's going to be a keeper or not.
Yeah.
If I'm not getting the reaction that I'm getting with this, then a new one doesn't go in.
Sure.
So.
Sure. Great.
Yeah, that's what's nice about working a bar. You have the ability to continually work in effect. I've spent time working on things at the house, and 6 months getting the handling and everything down. Come in here, and after the third time, I go, this isn't going to work in this venue.
Yeah.
And you just pitch it,
Sure.
Because people on the bar are not afraid to tell you when they catch something.
Yeah.
Or even if they suspect something. So it's basically baptism under fire. Hey guys, you know what this is, Renee? It's my Las Vegas purse.
Okay.
Look inside, you can keep anything you find. In fact, that's all that was left after my divorce.
Okay.
See anything in there?
Nope.
Carl, lean forward. You hear anything inside?
Nope.
You don't hear anything at all?
A little, yeah, it was a little.
He heard something. You want to check it again for me?
There's a little jingle.
Nothing at all?
Nope.
Because usually I bring some things with me. Oh yeah, Carl, I don't know how you heard them. They're sponge. They don't make a noise. I don't know what you're laughing for. You didn't see them. They get caught in the corners of the bag. Sometimes it's dark in here. I understand. Renee, I'm going to take the red sponge. Would you hold the yellow one for me? Hold it tightly. Not my hand, just the sponge. Now, on the count of 3, I'm going to make it leave your hand and jump into mine. Would you like to see that happen?
Sure.
So would I. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you feel it go?
Nope.
1, 2, 3. How about now?
Nope.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I said backwards. See, when I say backwards, mine goes. Take a look. I'll tell you what. You get the yellow sponge. Hold it tight. Carl, you get the red one. Time's up. Take a look. Oh. I'll tell you what. Renee, would you hold on to both of them for me? Reach your arm straight out, squeeze it 3 times. Do anything exciting happen?
No.
Slowly open it right there on the bar. Aren't you glad I didn't have you do it like 12, 15 times?
Yeah.
Are you good at math?
Yes.
This will work real well then. Here, you get the 2 red ones, hold them tight. I'm going to take the yellow one. Not much of a mathematical trick. But if I were to reach over and take one away, how many would that leave in your hand?
2.
I gave you 2, I took one away. How
1.
many do you think you have in your hand?
2.
No, there's only 1. I wouldn't lie to you. Take a look. Thanks.
Pretty good. So then one.
This routine would also be great if you were at a restaurant sitting with a bunch of friends or just sitting at a bar. Many of my students tell me that they perform magic a lot of times in a bar. Many of them just spend time in a bar. Anyway, Frank, teach us the trick.
Be happy to, Steve. Steve, this is my friend Greg Retta, another magician.
Hello, Steve.
Hey, Greg.
On this effect, it uses 2 red sponge balls, a yellow sponge, and the Goshman number 1 sponge. The number 1 sponge goes in the left pocket along with a yellow sponge and a red sponge. The other sponge goes into the right pocket, and we also have the purse frame. Now on the routine, whenever I come out, I usually find a young lady. Not having one, we'll use Greg here. And I ask him, Greg, would you take a look inside, check out the purse? You may keep anything you find. Find anything inside?
No.
Okay. How about over here? Now, I'll lean over to another person that's watching the routine, and I'll shake the purse by their ear to the point where it's actually going to make a little clanking sound. And they usually say they hear something inside. So now I come back, and I have the first person check out the purse again. At this point, my normal rest position is with my hands in my pocket, so I'll grab the yellow and the red sponge. So now I come up and I'll say, you're sure you heard something? And they'll say yes. And now I'll come in and produce the 2 sponges from inside the purse. Usually the person who heard something will start laughing. The minute they start laughing, the person who didn't see them in there also starts to laugh. And I'll tell this one, I don't know why you're laughing. They don't make any noise. And I'll turn over here, and you shouldn't be laughing because you didn't see them. Yeah, it's dark in here, and they get caught in the corners of the bag. So I make a joke of it. So now I ask them, let me have your right hand palm up. I'm going to take the red sponge, and I would like you to hold on to the yellow sponge. And at this point, I'm just going to take and place the sponge into the hand and just pull it right back in. Nothing fancy. It's just like that. And now I come over, pick up the yellow sponge, and I place it into their hand. I tell them on the count of 3, it's going to leave their hand, jump into mine. Would you like to see that happen?
Yes.
And that's usually how they respond. I go, so would I? Now I count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you feel it leave?
No.
1, 2, 3. How about now?
No.
3, 2, 1. I said backwards. When I say it backwards, mine goes, take a look. As I'm taking the 2 sponges from their hand, my right hand goes into my pocket and grabs the second sponge. Now I come back over, I pick up the yellow sponge with the extra sponge in my hand, and I say, here, hold on to the yellow sponge. Now the person that actually heard something in the purse, I say, what I'd like you to do is hold on to this sponge. And again, it's just that same vanish. The thumb comes on as you come over. They reach for it. I say, too late, it's already gone. Open your hand. Now they've got the 2 sponges. I'm going to add the extra sponge in and say, I'll tell you what, hold on to both sponges. Reach your arm straight out, squeeze it 3 times. Did you feel anything exciting happen?
No.
Slowly open it on the bar. At this point, they're going to see the 3 sponges, and I say, aren't you glad I didn't do it like 16 times? Now at that point, my right hand or left hand goes into the pocket, and I grab the extra sponge. I pick up the 2 red sponges. I ask them, are you good at math? Regardless of what they say, it's like, wow, this will work out really well. And I take the 2 sponges and I place them into the hand, the left hand here. The right hand's going to come over and just steal the 2 sponges away. And it's kind of like that. And now I give them what they think are the 2 red sponges. I pick up the yellow sponge and place it in my pocket and say, that's not really a mathematical trick. At this point, I come back out with 1 red sponge in my hand, and I come over to their hand and I take 1 away. And I say, now, if I gave you 2 and I took 1 away, how many do you think you have how many do you have in your hand?
I should have 1.
Okay. How many do you think you have in your hand?
2.
Okay. Usually whenever I say that, they'll always say more than one. And my line at this point is, Greg, I wouldn't lie to you, there's only one. Would you take a look? And you open up and now you have the jumbo one.
Nice job.
And that's only one.
Good job. Good.
As you can see with Frank, the vanish is not even like a move. It's like real magic. That's the key to this. You have to make the move your own.
For the first vanish, all I do is place a sponge basically on my middle 2 fingers. The right thumb's going to come over on top of it. As the hand turns over, the left hand's going to pretend to take it and close as the right hand pulls away.
So show it to us in regular time now.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Do it.
slow.
Give me again. Yeah, do it again. Great. Great. Good.
Now the other vanish that I do, whenever I have the number 1 sponge in my hand, I pick up the 2 red sponges, I place them into the little crook right there. And then the right hand's going to come over and pretty much sort of like just palm them out. And then I hand off the sponge. So I pick up the 2 sponges, I place them into the thing, or into the hand, and I say, here, would you hold on to the 2 sponges? And now I'm giving them the jumbo one, and these 2 are still in the hand. With that there, I pick up the yellow sponge and go into the pocket.
Get rid of it.
Right, and then I come back out with one of the red sponges, and then I just reach over and pretend to just pull it out of their hand.
A long, long time ago, Albert Goshman reigned as the king of close-up magic with his innovative sleight of hand and charm. Okay, now let's, transport ourselves into the past. Oh, into the 70s, when Al Goshman was performing in this very room, showing you his favorite sponge ball routine.
Now let me get these out of here because they're bothering me. See, there we are. Oh, yes. These are matzo balls.
Where's the soup?
The soup. Now one is larger than the other. And they say that one is always larger than the other. Yes. Hold this one tight, tight, tight. Now say go.
Go.
Mine's gone. Yours is gone?
It is?
It isn't? Slowly. Oh, you got them both. Oh, my. So then, well, here's 2 for thee. See here? 2 for thee. And 1 for me. And like a mirage that shimmers in the desert's dust. Slowly, because you've got 3.
Oh, my God. If I don't have any, don't look at me.
You didn't say please.
Oh.
Say it.
Please.
I did it. I did it.
This is really a piece of history for all of us. It reminds me of my friendship and the instructions that I took away from Al Goshman so many years ago. Now Al is going to teach you how to do this routine in his own style, in his own manner. Remember now, this routine made him very successful. It made him famous, and it's only 1 minute long. Now here's how he explains to you the meaning and the method behind all of his moves.
The sponge ball routine is a little different, and it's based on a new principle and uses 3 different sizes and 3 different colors. That's in the left-hand pocket. The right-hand pocket, you have a duplicate of the small one. And in your belt, you have a purse frame. Now, 2 things happen simultaneously. Hard to say that, happen simultaneously. Happen simultaneously. The right hand goes to the belt to pull out the purse frame, and the left hand goes in the pocket and grab the 3 sponge balls. This comes out just an instant before this one does. So you follow this. I have here a little purse, that's a pocketbook, and you reach in and you take out the 3 little sponge balls that you just took out of your pocket. Now put the purse frame down with an easy reach, because later You have to pick that up to put it away. Now you start the funny lines, or you think they're funny. One is larger than the other. One is always larger. The basic principle is that you hide the small one behind the large one. So watch, I make a pass, which is, I make believe this, and here it is, and I pick up the red, and I hide the black one behind it. I'll do that again. Watch, get this. And now look, there's no need to rush. Don't close your hand, Nancy. You can do this. Open your hand a little more. But you see, the black one is hidden behind the red one. Now close your hand. Now, in order that they shouldn't know when it vanished, I do a reverse pass. I throw this to this. I'll do that again. Now watch the peculiar story. Now, the black is passed away. You hide it behind the red. Close your hand. Now you do this, a left hand reverse. Now it's gone. By doing that, and that, they're not sure, did it vanish right to left or left to right? It leaves you thinking. Now you say, open your hand. And of course, now she's got two. Now, based on your audience, doesn't that feel normal? Or if you're working for kids, well, you can't use that line, of course. I take the purse frame and I put it in my right hand pocket, and I take out the black sponge ball in the thumb palm. Now I say, two for thee, and I do that, but I've hidden the black one behind the red one. So there's no need to rush. You can do this and say, hold the two for you, close your hand, and the one for me. And of course, my favorite line, and like a mirage that shimmers on the desert's dust, like a ghost that vanishes into the walls of an old, old castle, slowly, because you've got three. I mean sponge balls. Now that line may or may not suit your personality. I'm just giving it there for completeness. Now as she opens her hand, the sponge balls have a terrible tendency to want to rush off the table, so say slowly and be ready to catch. So open your hand slowly, and so 1, 2, 3 different sizes, 3 different colors. Now again, this one waits for later when you say go, show them, say please.
Please.
And then you say, I'm sorry, you didn't say pretty please. And you load the shaker that you had left over. You load the sponge ball, the one that was in your fourth one, you load it under the shaker. You say pretty please. Pretty please. And you say, I did it. So you don't want to waste anything, so you get use out of the fourth one. So once again, to emphasize, I like to do this vanish with nothing. It's very hard to lie to yourself. And if you put something in your hand, you want to make believe you throw it, you have a tendency to do this, you have a tendency to do this, you have a tendency to do this. So I practiced through the years this toss with nothing. I'd make believe and I would do this. And once I was able to get this action, this kind of throw thing, with nothing in my hands, and I then took up and I did it with a sponge ball or with a coin. It's more of a timing thing rather than a sleight. It's just the feel. And from this side, this is the action. You see, your thumb palm, you make believe. But the action must simulate identically the throwing. And then it's got to be the same when you do the thing. I spoke earlier of Francis Finneran Carlyle. And Francis had a very nice vanish, which I liked, which was this. See? And Francis had variations on that where he would come down and let you see it in there. And it would then go. And that's simply a question of tearing it out of your hand and being able to thumb palm extremely well without any movement in this hand. So let me do it an exposed sight for you. That's the way it looks from the back side. And on the front side, if you look at this hand, forget the hand holding the sponge ball. If you look here, you will see almost no movement of the thumb palm. Now watch the wrong hand. Disregard this. Just watch this. And you see it's gone. And it's here. Now, you can do the same thing with a coin. You have this here, and you simulate the same thing, that same throwing motion. Now, Francis used to do a thing, Carl used to do a thing where he would put a coin in his hand and do that. And it would vanish, and that was the same thing. So, the basic principles hold for all small objects. Once you learn to get this funny little throwing action, it works with everything, and it's only a timing move. The French have a word, T-E-M-P, temp. and it really means the moment. And it's hard to explain the moment, the correct moment. So, but the French word does it exactly. The moment to put the coin under the shaker, the moment for this, temp. It's, I don't know if there's a word in the English language that quite means the same thing, that correct moment. Eau du temp, which is the name of the perfume, the correct moment. So, and again, just for the sake of completeness, that funny vanish, you pick up and you load the black or the smaller one behind. Hold it, Nancy. And then you throw this, even though the hand is empty, you do a reverse pass from left to right before you vanish.
There just was nobody like Al Goshman, there never will be. He created these vanishes that were so different from anybody else's vanishes. The toss vanish, Al Flosso used to do a toss vanish with a coin, and the coin melted away in midair. The balls are a lot harder to do because they're not as heavy as a coin. But you have to practice this the way Goshman showed you in that clip. And it's, again, like I was showing you before, there's a timing element. I'm throwing the ball. So there's a time that it takes for the ball to reach this hand. Okay? So when I make the ball go, you'd think it went. But it didn't, because I've held it into my palm. Watch. As I make the toss, this hand goes into the closing mode as if the ball was going to go with it. See, watch. Here we go. See? It's like they go together. I practice one, then I practice it when I'm not doing it. See? It's here. But it's the timing. See, if the timing is off, it won't work. So you got to be able to do it in both directions. See? Again, you throw it. That's the dump vanish. The dump vanish was from up here. It didn't go so far. You just dropped it that way. But the toss is when your hands are really apart, so that the ball seems to, vanish on its way over. See, it just vanishes. Because again, your eyes are following the ball with it. See, when I throw the ball, I see how much time it takes for the ball to land there. So when it doesn't land there, I still make the same motions with all my hands, and the ball remains here. Okay, or I do it that way. See? The toss vanish. Here's another one. I mean, again, very simple. 2 little balls, a bowl, the magic wand. If you don't have a wand with you, you should get a small one that you could carry with you. If you don't have a small one, you use a knife or a fork or a spoon. It's funny. This is my magic wand, and you use that. I just, when I can, I like to have my wand with me because, you're a magician. You should have that. Okay? And it's the same thing. You can do this in the other direction. Okay? You throw the ball. Now watch, I'm going to take this and cover it. Then I'm going to take this ball and throw it in there, make it go away, and it ends up here. Okay? Pure Goshman, all the way. His idea was, you throw the ball, then you take this bowl, you turn it upside down, you make this ball go into the bowl. It's gone. Got it? Now let me teach you that. Same thing as before. I'm throwing the ball. I've palmed it. Now after I've thrown it, I pick this up, like I showed you before, and you turn it upside down. Now they think you got the ball here, so I throw it into this hand and then make it go away. It's perfect. There it is. The genius of Al Goshman. Each of these tools can be used within a routine or by themselves as a separate trick. And each and every one of them is, up until now, has been a closely guarded secret of various magicians. Put this ball down. Now, if I want, I could take the ball and pass it around the table and let people check it out. Tell them it's a magic ball. So each person around the table checks the ball, and then I have them place it in front of me. Now, as soon as it's placed in front of me, you notice how my hands are. My hands are both exactly in the same position. The only difference is one of them has a hidden ball here, okay? So I keep them both mirroring each other in exactly the same position, okay? Now, watch this. I pick up the ball, I turn it a few times in my hand, and then I bring them together and break them apart. See, make it into two. So the move is basically that, again, my hand is here, I show this, and then just as I'm about to pull it apart, I'm bringing it together and I'm putting it on top of the palmed ball. But I'm holding my hand in a way so that it prevents the audience from seeing that. And it stays in motion. So as soon as it gets to here, I then do the pull, which looks like I've pulled it apart, leaving two. Now, another great way to hide the ball before you get to this stage where you need it is when I reach to my pocket to get the ball. I reach to my pocket to get the ball. It comes out. The other one is in my finger palm position. So as soon as my hands come out, I drop this hand on the table and I put this ball there. Okay? So now what's happened is my fingers and thumbs of every hand are completely clean, but I've got a ball hidden here. Nobody saw me put it there, so I have this ball, and then after I've had people examine it, when I lift this hand up, see what I do is I roll my hand down. Now if I leave my fingers out, you'll see what happens. As I roll my hand this way, the ball comes into this position. So what happens is, as I'm bringing my hand this way, I close my hand into a fist, close my fingers together so that I can lift up and have the ball not be hidden, not be seen. See, this way you'd see it. But by keeping it hidden like this, and as I'm ready to reach for this ball, watch, my fingers close, and then I pick up the ball. And I've actually just dropped the other one on top of it, see? Even if you're standing, I'm going to stand for a minute, you reach to your pocket to come out with a ball, put it on the table. If you want to take another one out of this pocket and put it on the table, then I put my hand down like this. So I've got a ball hidden under there, but it doesn't look like I've, have anything hidden. So there's the two, okay? Pick this one up. Open your hand, sir or madam, and I take one ball and put it in their hand. Of course, it's really two. And then I'm ready to do my vanish with this one, okay? All right, so now that's how hiding a ball can be accomplished without anybody knowing it's there. It's a casual move. Your hand is empty. You can sit there. You can talk and gesture, and you're not palming anything and feeling uncomfortable. You can move back to this position, having it hidden in your hand, or when you're doing other things, talking, gesturing, drinking coffee, it's sitting under your hand. So now when it's time to do a trick with your sponge balls, you've got this one ready to go. So as I pick up these, here, you hold one, I'll take this one and do the trick to make it transpose and end up over there. Or if it's going to end up under a coffee cup or under a bowl. So it's just another great way of hiding the ball. You want to get a habit of plucking sponge balls off of people's clothing or off your own clothing. Rather than reaching into pocket to pull out a sponge ball, it's always better to do something like this. Watch. You just pull it out. See? And you do the same with people. So I've got them always in my pockets. I've always got a set with me. I've got several in, different pockets. So when I meet somebody, I can just pull one off of the side of their arm or out of their hand or like this. I walk up to meet somebody and I say, oh, excuse me, what's that? And then I pull that out of the air. Well, that's funny. It looks just like the one I have here. That's funny. And then you can, start doing things with it. So the idea is that using the sponge balls in a magical way every time you produce one is better than just pulling it out of your pocket.
But this is so nice.
It's pretty.
I think I showed that to you.
You did. I love it.
So it's such a nice production. Just fold it over right down the middle, like a little taco. Fold it again. Now there's your 4 folds. Hold it towards the audience. They're basically fascinated with the movement of the 3 fingers. And then just open up, and what a wonderful production. Now, in the meantime, have one finger palmed over here in the left hand. So there's your opening production. And then you can sit there and do the Miser's Dream all day. Here we go. Boom. Right. Show. When I come over, I pinch, and I put that in the pocket, and stand there all day and do this. See? So we'll let you have a backstage view. Isn't that a nice miser's dream?
Yeah.
Very visual. Now, grab all the balls out of the left pocket and finger palm them all. So at this point, show and put it over here and show your hand empty. In the meantime, I put these two balls together and then just hold it between. Here we go. And you multiply them. Right? And show this, put this here, bring this over here. Right? This is Tom Ogden. He showed this to me 20 years ago. Come right on up, show here. So it's kind of a stage trick. You don't want to do it close up. And there you are. Isn't that a nice billiard ball routine?
Because it went down out of this other side.
Very simple. It's automatic. Put the sponge behind there, kind of in a finger palm position. Now you can show both sides. Go into your back palm. Bring the sponge out, and there you are. Very easy if you're a back palmer.
It's great.
The back palm is one of the world's greatest tricks, but no one knows the secret. A lot of the guys are still doing the thumb. Are you into back palming at all? They still use the thumb. Thumb is obsolete. Use the finger and thumb muscle. That way you don't have all that flagging. And that's the modern way to do the back palm. And then when they do a reversal, they do this. And you get flashes. I don't care how good you are, you're going to get flashes. Here's the secret of overcoming the flash. Bring the hand up 3 feet. You lose the eye. So here we go. We back palm the card. And by bringing the hand up, bringing it down, you can get away with it now. That's a very rare secret. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
So all those students of the back palm, that's a little supplement for them.
Add the ball to it. That's
Yeah.
great, huh?
Yeah.
I told that to Jeff McBride. He made the 3 tapes on back palming.
Yeah?
He says, Gary, I'm obsolete. I didn't know that. I said, well, you should have come to me. I'm a lifetime student of all this stuff.
Here's another thing you might want to do. You're sitting down at a table with some friends. You've got the sponge balls are in your pocket. So you reach in your pocket and steal one. Okay? So now it's right here in front of me. So you pick up some object that's on the table. If you're at a bar, you know, they have these, you know, little bar things. And I say, watch this closely. And when I do that, it makes a ball appear. See? That gets you into the game. You made one appear magically. Now, very simple trick, but it catches them by surprise because they weren't aware that you had this ball here. So what I'm doing is this: I show this as my as my hand comes this way, it's going to open up and trap the ball between my hand and the coaster. And then when I lift up, the ball appears. Okay? It's very simple again. Come out of my pocket, you pick something up. It's very easy to keep. Remember, nobody knows there's anything in your hand. So it's casually, it's hidden there. And then as my 2 hands come together, see, I drop the thing onto my hand, I hold it in place, and then snap your fingers maybe. Open it up, make it a magical moment. Look at that, okay? So what I always try to do is when I'm approaching somebody, I'll have one hidden in my hand. Not the hand that I'm going to shake hands with, but the other hand. So I'm ready, and I'm just sitting there. I shake hands with somebody. As I shake hands with them, sometimes I'll hold on to the hand and pull this out of their elbow. Or if it's a child, maybe out of their ear. But always having one ready just puts you in the game. It's better than somebody says, could you please show us a magic trick? And then you have to start looking for it. So it's better to have one already. But then even if you had one already and you go for the second one, they only know that you have one. So again, you can do this little break it into 2. It's a great little move. Brand new trick, ready, watch. Keep your eye on it now. I'm going to watch it closely. I'm going to squeeze it down. So you can't squeeze them too hard because then they get very flat. Of course, you could take this one now and pull it apart and make 2.
It's like coins. Let's do that again, watch. Okay, so it's coin moves. You could use several coin moves. Here's one that's a very simple coin move. In other words, it's a move that was designed to use with coins, but it'll work with this flat sponge. Okay, watch. See? Let me show you that again. See, the eye follows it into the hand, and all you're really doing is straightening up your fingers. See? You start here, and then when this hand closes over it, these fingers come up, which pulls it away. But when you time it all together, it looks like it's there. Okay? Very simple. Learn that in about 10 minutes. Okay? Again, you put it in the hand. As these fingers close, it looks like it went in there. See? So by having two of them, you can start by placing one here, do that little move, pick this one up, close your hand, this one's gone, there they are. Okay. I love this because it's, it's a little different. Watch. You squeeze it up, you squeeze it really hard, and it gets flat. Okay? Now, it's the move that we showed you before of dumping the ball into the hand to make it disappear. Okay? I'm doing that move, which is just like this. As I tilt my hand to drop it into my hand, I'm actually, retaining it in this hand, so it's still here. Okay? But before we get started, I take this sponge and I put it in this hand. So I've got it hidden in my hand. That's how I start. Okay? There it is, hidden in my hand. I start with this ball. Okay? By casually handling it in both hands, it kind of says my hands are empty, even though the ball is hidden here. So now this hand turns over, and it's just a timing assignment. It's a timing thing. As I drop this into, here, I'm going to have to open my hands to catch it. But if I open my hands too far up, you see what happens. It falls out of my hand. It becomes visible. So you have to time it where this hand is covering this hand before this opens up. Okay? So here it goes. Here's the ball. I do that. Now, as I make movements with my fingers as if I'm squeezing the ball, I allow the ball to be seen through my fingers a little bit because it emphasizes that the ball is there. That keeps the people from looking at this hand because they're looking at that hand. Of course, while I'm sitting here at a table, I let it drop to my lap. So this hand is empty. Now I just do this some more. I drop my fingers, and again, I have my fingers open a little bit so that you can catch a glimpse of the ball, so that everybody thinks that the ball is still there. Okay? And then I begin squeezing like this and say, well, you can't squeeze them too hard. Now you open your hand up because they get really flat. I'm providing you with the view from my side of things, okay? This is the view you will have, the audience being out there. You have this starting hidden in your hand, of course. But when you open your hand, you let it actually sit there. Nobody's going to be able to see it over there because you've got your hand tilted. But it's open, preparing to receive this ball that you're going to dump in there. See, when you make the dump move, this is going to close. So watch. From here, the dump move, your hands close. It's very deceptive. See, the dump move. And then you take it over to the table, let them flash visible piece of red. I let it show between my fingers, and then you show it there. Flat. Okay, so from the beginning, you've got one ball, you make two balls, you pick one ball, you dump it into your hand, you squeeze it hard, it becomes flat. Now this is a device that normally is used with silks. It's called a silk poke. We're going to show you what I like to do with it with sponge balls. Okay, here we go. Sponge ball, red. into my fist. Poke it in there with a stick. Second one, poke it in there with a stick. Okay, now I just wave my hand over it with the stick, and they become yellow. It's cool, huh? So the silk pull works really well with sponge balls. Here's your silk pull, okay? What it has is a little spot there where a stick or a thin wand can stick into it, see? And when it sticks into that, it carries it away. So anytime you put something in there, you poke it in with the stick. When the stick goes in there, it's going to steal this away. That's going to be the method that we're going to use to steal the ball out, okay? Now, here's what I do. I begin with two very contrasted colors from the balls that I'm using. And I put those here in my hand, right against my hand. Then I take the device and I place it against my hand holding the sponge balls in my palm, see? So that's how I start. There it is, just in my hand. Okay? It's right there. You pull out the sponge balls, or you've maybe just finished a routine with sponge balls. There, you use two of them. I put them on a table, and I make a fist. As soon as I make that fist, I put the first one right there. Now this is great because now you can show it around to people because this hides the device that's in your hand. Okay, sound familiar? Yeah, that's what you do. Take the stick, poke it in. Take the second one. Again, I put it right there on the top, poke it in. Now this is very simple. You wave the stick over your hand and then you poke it in there again. When you poke it in, what I'm doing is trapping it there. See? Now I'm just going to turn it this way. And it's going to go up into my hand, see? Turn it this way. And as I move my hand, I use the stick to point to the hand. Hand opens, the balls instantly have changed colors, and you're left with the stick and the device there. So if you want, you can then take your hand, go to your pocket and get rid of it, or leave it on there and then take it away and put all your stuff away. Goes with you. So it's never seen, doesn't have to match your hand, it's just similar color to your hand because you want it to be, in case it flashes, nobody can see it. Again, object goes into there, you take your stick, you poke it into your fist, and you're poking it into that device, see? So by poking it in there, when you take it away, it's going to carry away whatever's in it. Okay, that's called a silk poke, but we call it a sponge poke.
This next performer is an astonishing sleight-of-hand artist whose career spans over 30 years, including appearances on television at prestigious venues such as Radio City Music Hall and cruise ships, clubs and resorts. Wow. He's done it all. Please welcome the amazing Steve Dacre.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Tom, come on over, Tom. Come on over here. Join Allie. We grabbed Allie out of the audience. Hi, Allie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great, Allie. Look at this. I want to show you a trick with some cards. Now, all the magic you see here is what we know, we talk about as sleight of hand. See? Sleight of hand. The hand is quicker than the eye. Right. We've got cameras all around. We've got you guys to watch so you can try to catch me, okay?
And we will, right?
All right.
Yes,
we'll catch you.
So we got these cards. They're special because they're only printed on the backs. See? It's a stack of cards that are just printed on the backs.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to put one of these cards face down on the table. Another one goes face up right on top of it. One more goes face down on the table, another one face up. On the last card, I've signed my name, Steve Dacre, right there on the card, so you'll remember who entertained you here tonight. Isn't that good, Tom?
Yes.
All right. Here we go, watch. I just rub one of these cards against this one. Look what happens. We get a perfect duplicate of my name. Let's try it again. I just take a blank card, rub it against this one, sort of like a human Xerox machine. Look at that. We've made a perfect copy. Now, obviously, if I did those, I could do the last one. Again, a little tap, and you see every single one of these is printed like magic. And we do the same with the last one. No more blank cards anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, all printed just like magic. Isn't that a good one, Allie?
That's
Do you
the-
like that trick?
That's amazing. That's the most amazing display of egomania I've ever seen.
You like that,
That's
Tom?
wonderful.
You're going to give me a hard time. I know. You're going to give me a hard time.
I
You look
catch
very good, though, Tom. I got to tell you. I mean, with your hair, my hair, we got like Velcro. You know what I mean? It could be a nice thing. All right, here, let's try this. I play in Vegas a lot. They don't let me play, you know, at the tables. And here's one of the reasons why. Watch this. I'm going to show you something with 4 of these. Now, if you have one of these, this is known as a die. 2 of them, this would be a pair of dice. But we use 4 of them, so we call them dice. Okay, Allie, lean over here and touch one. Which one do you like? Dice one? Okay, thank you so much. All right, I'm going to put that one right here, okay? That will now be the Houdini die, okay? The Houdini die, that's right, 1926, Houdini die. You got that?
I can remember.
All right, watch closely. You can see how this works. Watch. The Houdini die sits here in the box. We put one there, one here, and one there. One at a time. They're going to move around on the table as if by magic. We'll start with these 2 up here. Watch. Did you see the first one go? No. Jumps across. Watch the next one. Goes from here to there. The last one goes from there to here. Ready? From the box. This is the tough one. Here it goes. See it go? See, it's gone. The box is empty. And there they are.
That's just freaky. That's freaky.
Yeah, okay. Now, what's one thing that magicians always have?
A restraining order.
A restraining order, yes. Restraining order, he says. Yeah. Actually, bunnies, Allie, that was a good answer. We've got 2 bunnies right there. Which one do you like the best?
I like that one.
Good choice.
Can I just make a... You seem to be favoring the cute blonde over the guy with a lot of hair.
Yes, and what about it?
Just making a point.
Okay, thanks. Open your hand there, please. Okay. I'm going to hold this one in my hand. You got to hold it very tight, okay? This one goes in your hand, very tight. Turn it over. When I say 3, you say go. 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Gone. When you open your hand, you'll have them both. Go ahead, open your hand there. And there's the 2 of them. Unbelievable. Tom, put your hand right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, open your hand, Tom.
Yeah.
This time we're going to do it the other way. You hold both of them.
I will be happy
hold them
to.
tight.
All right, yes.
Now we're going to go from your hand to my hand. Ready, Tom?
Okay.
Here they go. Watch. A little tap, a little tap. Did you see me get them?
No.
Oh, I didn't get them. Let me try it again. Did you see me get them that time?
No.
Oh, that's because I didn't get them. But meanwhile, Tom, you've had 2 bunnies in a warm, dark place. You know what happens?
Ah.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom. Open your hand. There it is.
Geez.
There's a whole pile of them there. All right, look, here's what we'll do. Go back to Allie. Allie, over here. Open your hand again. This time we're going to use them all, Allie. All right, hold them very tightly. Hold them tight. Turn them over. This one will go from my hand to yours. It's actually going to go from my pocket. I'm going to drop it over there in the pocket. It's going to go across the table and end up in your hand. How many do you think you have now?
I'm scared to answer.
Scared to answer. Actually, you've only got 1. Do you believe that, Tom?
I don't. I saw you put like 4 in there.
Well, let's look. I think there's just... Open your hand there.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's a big one, too. Isn't that a great
Very
one?
nice.
Yeah, I like that, too. That's good. All right. Let's put that over there. Let's see. I want to let you in on a secret because you're probably wondering how this stuff really works, right? So look, in my purse, I have some Martians. These are Martians, okay? So the trick is done in steps. When I perform, I do it quickly. It fools everybody. Let me slow it down. It's only 10 steps. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you see it jump across?
I didn't.
No.
Or I'll do it again. Watch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you see him go that time?
No.
Tom?
I'm sorry. I just keep thinking
Open
that
your
looks
hand.
like Kermit after surgery.
That's all right. Open your hand. Yeah, we got that. Come on over here. Open your hand, please. All right. Hold on to both of them. Don't lose them. We're going to use them later. Now, this is the big finish. You ready for the finish?
Sure.
Yeah, this is my son Jesse's favorite trick. I want to show it to you now. It's a very simple one with a deck of cards.
Okay.
Okay, there they are. Deck of cards. They're all different. That's so you can tell them apart. Okay, Ellie, pull one out, any one at all. And I have a magic marker for you. Go ahead, write your name on the face of that card. or anything at all. I'll turn this way so that I can't see it, okay? I'll turn this way. This is good. I can look over there at the screen.
Your phone
and
number?
I can see, it's not my, no, don't put the phone number there. You don't want Tom to get this. All right, here we go. All right, did you show the camera? Let people see what it looks like.
Okay.
Notice that I'm not looking. I'm looking this way now, where I can see it on the monitor. Okay, perfect. All right, place the card right there. All right. Tom, would you like to shuffle the cards?
Okay.
Well, you can't. All right. Now we've got the box. We'll put the box right here, magic box, okay? And we're gonna take the deck of cards. Take the card. Let's give them one cut like that. All right? Don't forget what your card is. We place the whole deck here into this little box.
Okay.
All right, now, Tom, this is important. I want you to wave your hands in, you know, sort of a magical manner.
All right.
A magical manner. That's good. I like that. I like that, yeah?
All right.
Okay, well, here comes your card. Okay. I got one. What was it?
Whoa!
5 of diamonds. Is that the mark that you put on that card?
That's amazing.
Yeah, is it?
Amazing.
Well, Tom, you were great. Allie, thank you very much.
Fantastic,
Bob.
Steve.
Thanks, Bob.
Daiquiri right there. Fantastic, Tom. And special guest star. Watch this, you guys. Watch this. Watch this.
Make a difference.
That was
huh?
what did you? Were you amazed at that?
That was unbelievable.
Right in front of your face.
Where'd
you
they
can't
go?
even. It's stuff disappearing, showing up.
First one ball goes here, then one ball
I
goes
know.
there, right?
And then the bunnies. Those bunnies.
The bunnies was good. The
They
bunnies
were
was good.
multiplying like monkeys.
Yes, we know.
If you enjoy sponge ball magic and all kinds of close-up magic, then you might want to consider the Steve Daiquiri Magic series that came out from L&L Publishing. Here it is. It's 3 volumes. Steve Daiquiri. Yeah, it's a cool one. You got to get these from L&L Publishing. Go on their website. Tell them Steve sent you. Okay? And we want to thank Louis for giving me permission to do some sponge ball magic here, because at first he wanted to shoot me. But we actually told him that this could be a really good way of promoting his product. Because now, if you love this program, you're going to want to buy this 3-volume set. So go on to that L&L Publishing website and get yourself a set today. People always ask me, you know, which sponge balls are the best to use. There's only one answer. Al Goshman created the sponge balls that most of you have been using for your professional lives. His son Steve, another dear friend of mine, is continuing the manufacture of sponge balls. When I'm on the road, I always have plenty of sponge balls with me. I carry this bag, you know, this is my doctor's bag, and in it I always have extra sponges, just in case. You never know when you might need more sponge balls. So I've always got these, you know, with me on the road, so I'll never run out. Well, it's a pleasure to do this with you, man. Thanks for keep making up those sponge balls, and of course, you know, your brilliant design of the bunnies is again another very special thing. I'd love to show you what I do with these bunnies, but Louis up at L&L would send a person here with a gun, and that would be the end. So he promised. Well, of course, we want to teach you how to use these, so you'll have to buy the L&L DVD set from L&L Publishing. Is that good, Louis? Is that a good enough plug? Sad but true, we've come to the end of our program. We're almost out of tape, and it's rice pudding night tonight at the home. So we've got to get going. Thanks, Billy. And thanks all of you for watching and paying attention. Keep practicing and enjoy sponge ball magic. If you need more details and information about my teaching or my workshops or lectures, please visit my website.